Dante's heart, which was once filled with love for Beatrice, was now filled with the truth of her revelations. As he looked at her to confess his errors, which were exposed by her wisdom, the Florentine poet became distracted by the appearance of faces. In the same way that a pane of glass or still in clear water will reflect a face, Dante saw what seemed to be faces which were reflected. However, as he looked behind him and saw no one, he realized that these faces were actually in front of him. Looking at Beatrice for an explanation, Dante learned that these faces belonged to saints who failed in preserving their vows. Questioning a soul that seemed to be extremely keen to speak to him, the great Florentine poet realized that though he did not initially recognize her due to her glorious countenance, he was talking to Piccarda Dante. She said that the pleasure of the third person of the Trinity had permitted them to abide in this allotment which appears so low, therefore is given us, because our vows have been neglected and in some part void. Canto 3, 55 through 57. Dante in turn asked if the inconstant souls of the moon longed for elevation in the heavens. To show the universal connection of the Church and to the Father, Piccarda called her brother's childhood friend frate, a term unanimously referring to one who had taken the vows of a religious order. However, she used it to highlight the solidarity of the faithful. Though there was a hierarchy on earth, there was no such thing in the heavens. Advancement in the heavens was governed only by Christian love and the Father's will. Piccarda summarized the state of the inconstants by saying, "And His will is our peace. This is the sea to which is moving onward whatsoever it doth create, and all that nature makes." Canto 3, 85 through 87. This made him realize that heaven was not just a place where the court of heaven is, but that every part of the cosmos is a part of heaven as well. As such, the Father's light illuminates the universe in varying manners. However, being always hungry for understanding, Dante began to question what unfulfilled vows Piccarda had in her earthly life. After she had joined the order of St. Clare, Piccarda stated that she was set on following her vows of chastity with the rule of St. Clare. However, as Dante already knew, she was forced to leave through her brother Corso's violent actions. Though she had taken the vow of chastity, she was made to marry Rosino della Tosa. Piccarda also stated that there was another nun who was violently removed from her cloister and forced into marriage with Holy Roman Emperor Henry VI. She was Constance I of Sicily. As she faded from his view as if sinking into the depths, he heard her sing Ave Maria. After Piccarda vanished, Dante reverted his inquisitive attention back to Beatrice.